I mean, if extra credits can apparently pull off a history YouTube series, which what? I think the podcast can pull off a pretty good Patreon itself.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on us and the rest of the guests, depending on how well we deliver on the OBS and the replays.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think we should give them more for what they're giving, but
well, we're working on some other. What you mean for just like the coaching stuff?
Yeah, like
yeah.
We should do more than just once a month, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I've talked to Pone about some of that stuff. We're gonna be monitoring how it goes here in the first month and making changes accordingly.
I personally feel like everything like prior to like probably let me check the page again because I always forget like the actual counts for what's what. But like I agree that like 75 and stuff is rather lackluster, and I will say fuck you, Pone. He said that what's his face gave him the idea that Punch should do voice messages or whatever. I fucking said that on the goddamn Slack like a few days ago.
I don't remember you saying that.
Yeah,
I don't
actually
remember you
did.
saying that at all.
Go back and look at it.
Oh,
history.
well, that requires a lot of effort. I'm my friend. I'm sorry.
Like I feel like okay, yeah, at 25, like 25 and lower, it's fine. Like, but then it's like there's this huge jump from like 50 to 50 and 75 are just really lackluster for what you get relative to like 25.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing that you could really offer that we could offer for that much money.
Yeah.
Like, and the reason why I can't argue that people deserve more is because you have to think about how many people are involved in the network and how many people are actually doing this just straight up for free. It's like if anything, we're getting like paid like less, like so much less than minimum wage in terms of a network itself.
Oh wow, cool. Yeah, we got enough for a game. This is exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta sign up for Pathfinder. Like I've been like listening to a bunch of podcasts that do just like Pathfinder and shit like that, and like goddamn, they just recently moved on to Shadowrun. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. Okay.
Aww. Can't join the Tforce 5v5 tournament. Sad face.
Spork wants to play as a gazebo.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Ragnaros over there.
Isn't that a joke from something? I don't know.
Ragnaros is pretty hyped up, just saying.
Who's that? Is
Horse
That's
Doctor.
Horse.
That's Horse Doctor. Should have figured.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, we've been streaming here. We are now to Champion Select Guides. This is Bronze Bootcamp. Thank you for stopping by on this Memorial Day weekend. My name is Haberdashing and got a lot of guys here with me. I got Darkner99, Crazy Phil, and Ugly Tuco, all here to provide analysis in these games. 5v5 bronze games. People play, we analyze, and you can then come in later on and watch the VODs. To see what you can improve on. Just remember, this is all done through the Tforce Network. You can check them out. Go to www.trinityforcenetwork.com. You can check out all the different podcasts there, including the Oz Law podcast, the podcast proper, the the LCS Rundown and the Four Awards podcast, all there to provide League of Legends content for you. If you feel like supporting us, now we have our Patreon site live. If you go to our website, it's right on there. You can donate to us and receive extra goodies for donating. I think we're already over at 500 right now, but we're always looking to go higher so we can provide more stuff for you guys. I think like what the stretch goal at 2000 is to always send someone to a major event.
Yep.
So that'd be really cool to have happen.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's everything.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so rules for Battle Arena
Wow,
Bronze
you're
Boot
tired.
Camp. Yeah.
Comes
Guys,
to me words.
it never does. Anyways, rule number 1, always no team speak. We want to make this like solo queue. Rule number 2, if you see someone that is being negative or worthy of a report, make sure to send us a personal message with a screenshot of what was going on in game, and we can take it from there. We do have, unfortunately, a growing ban list, but we don't want to have that. You know, we want to make this as a positive experience as we can for people. We want to make that part not like solo queue. And I think rule number 3 is have fun.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, why not? And that is it. So let's get in, talk a little about picks and bans so far. Anything?
The
Really?
bans are pretty standard,
Yeah.
especially in champions that tend to do really well. And
Good.
Bronzilo, Katarina, and LeBlanc, they can snowball kind of things out of control. But I don't know, the thing is, you rarely see games end at the 20-30 minute mark,
Mm-hmm.
even if those champs are snowballed and fed, because the objectives aren't exactly taken as quickly as they could be. But other than that, yeah, the bans seem pretty decent.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So first pick Kha'Zix for the jungle. What do you guys feel about Kha'Zix right now? Think
His-
he's in a good spot?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Phil.
his first clear is pretty rough, but
Mm-hmm.
he's one of those champions just like Rengar Nocturne that if he starts getting snowballed, he can easily solo carry a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great solo queue champion, in my opinion.
So you said he has a hard first clear. Are there any things that you do to sort of alleviate that or make it work for him?
I don't know his jungle clear, but I play Evelyn a lot, so I tend to start red buff
Mm-hmm.
just so I can get that heal and survive a little bit longer in the jungle. But as I don't know about Kha'Zix clear, I don't know where to start with him.
I personally just don't like Kha'Zix. I feel like it's not only Kha'Zix is like a champion. I feel like I kind of over nerfed him, but in general, in the current tank meta, Kha'Zix kind of falls off harder than he should because he can't. He's not a good tank per se. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't provide like enough utility to make him relevant as a tank, and if he goes damaged, then he kind of just gets CC'd and blown up.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the other picks then. Janna and Ezreal being locked in. I'm guessing that's most likely going to be AD carry.
Yeah.
It seems to be a very like protect the carry centric comp on red side.
Uh-huh. With not a whole lot. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it can be. It can also be a very full and engage if you're ulting the Wukong as
Yeah,
Lulu.
you can get a double knockup
Oh.
going, or have the send the Volibear sped up and have him knock up. That's pretty
Mhm.
nice too.
Yeah.
I will say,
Eh,
if you're gonna play support, please pick up Janna. She's amazing in everything she does and can fit almost
He's
any
really
team
good.
comp.
This is a very like it's two more or less all in comps,
Mhm.
like going head to head, except one has Lucian while the other one has Ezreal.
One
Mhm.
focuses on picks and the other focuses on all-in team fights, I believe.
Eh.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna
blue
get
team
too
has
many
much,
picks.
much better pick potential.
Yeah, yeah. So if purple team can stay together and have their utilize the safety of Janna and Lulu shields, they'll be better off. But Yeah, that blue team pick comp of Zed, Nidalee, and Leona. Yeah, each one of them can almost go out and take you by themselves. That's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, they don't have a tank, and if like the other team groups of 5 and tries to push down an objective, it's gonna be tough beans for them at some points.
Yeah.
I will say this, guys. Ezreal gets the most out of both Lulu and Janna Shield.
I don't
Lulu
know
Shield,
about that.
Lulu Shield gives you AP.
Whoa, what?
Janna Shield
Oh,
gives
yeah.
you AD.
True. Okay.
The more you
I
know.
totally forgot about the AP on the shield.
I thought that was on the
Just because
speed up.
it's like never.
Wait, yeah, it is on the speed up, but yeah, whatever.
Not anymore. They took it away. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
No, let me double check.
I'm doing it.
we
Aha!
we can't be giving disinformation here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
how I
removed
really
it.
feel about
Yeah,
having.
they removed it when they nerfed her top lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sad now.
I don't know how to feel about Ezreal as an AD carry at the moment.
He's an 80 caster, not an 80 carry, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
But I mean,
He's
if
an AD
if
caster.
you're not confident enough to consistently land Qs in lane, I would not pick him.
So,
And that's
Yeah.
Ezreal's my
he's-
favorite character.
Oh yeah,
So
he's
it's
similar
really
to
hard.
Corki, where he has that mid game power spike.
Yeah.
But then like it's like, well, if I want a good late game build, I also have to build tier. So you build tier, but then that delays your you're behind in lane then. So it's a little rough and a bit confusing sometimes when you understand where his power is throughout the game. But if you can utilize that correctly, he's still pretty really good, and he's one of the more slippery champions out there. So
Yeah, I mean, like I've been disappointed with Ezreal in the past, so I've been like trying out all the different builds and that have worked in the past, some different ones, but nothing really seems to really stick as much as still going tier. I don't know, like I've tried.
You solidify his sustain and his late game presence with it.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And Ezreal's you either go even and you try to go a tier, which basically puts you in a I'm most likely gonna lose my tower kind of situation,
Hmm.
or you go BF and then you delay a tier.
Well, I
Or
mean, tier's not
that's
something
the-
you can really delay, though. I mean, like if you're gonna get
Yeah,
it, you have
yeah,
to
that's
get it
the
within the
issue.
first
you
7
either
minutes.
get it or
really.
you don't. And you don't have to get it, but its late game power
Yeah.
is pretty good. So
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like if you're not getting it within the first 10 minutes, like if you can, I'd get it before then. But if you're not getting it within the first 10 minutes, it's not necessarily the best thing to go anymore, just because it'll take too long to keep stacking up. But besides that, Zed in the mid lane, we can start talking about rundowns here. So let's start in mid lane then. Zed versus
Lulu. Probably.
Lulu should win.
yeah.
Zed
Lulu
tries
should
to all
not
in her.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's like Zed tries to go all in, Lulu just polymorphs and walks away. Like
Hmm.
that,
Yeah.
or she just knocks him up and walks away. There's too many ways for her to just disengage any type of all in from Zed.
I mean, Lulu's safe enough where like she doesn't need to actually go Zonya's first item against Zed. She can still get away with like building Morellonomicon first or something.
That's the beauty of Lulu, though. She still has a lot of innate poke, CC, shields, and also wave clear.
Hmm.
Yeah, but one of the best ways for Zed to win this lane is for Lulu to try to force Lulu to run out of mana. Just by forcing her to spam her spells on Zed or even try to miss them. Then once she's really low on mana, try to go in for an all-in or roam when you know Lulu can't be as effective as you. That's one of the benefits of having energy versus mana champions.
There are many benefits to having energy versus,
there is.
which is why Riot's still trying to balance that out.
Hmm.
Not as much anymore, at least. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
So top lane then, Wukong versus Nidalee looks like.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict this is gonna be a high kill game up in the top.
This should, well, speaking from a technical standpoint, it should go to Wukong. But if Nidalee basically just point blank spear / traps, and she can basically trade with Wukong pretty effectively.
Okay.
It's all
Yeah.
gonna be about timing, like in the top lane, and who lands what and when, because of the way the I don't know why, but most people don't seem to understand this. When Wukong goes into into his clone, no matter what spell is targeted on Wukong, it'll go automatically to his clone. So if Nilly tries to Cougar like Wukong and he clones at the right time, basically his clone will take the damage and he can just walk away.
Okay.
Alright, here we are in game already. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like blue team's looking to do an invade here.
With the red team's posturing, it's gonna turn out badly.
For
Alright, we got 30
blue team
seconds
or
until
red
minions
team?
For red.
spawn.
Okay, that ward just kind of gave them away.
Oh, keep
no,
running, man.
and-
Keep running,
yeah,
White.
you
Keep
should-
running.
Uh-oh.
He is disconnected. Nope, he didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, you think he
So
disconnected
apparently
for a
he
sec.
moved and then walked away from his computer there.
Yeah. Okay, flash blown again on Ezreal. That's an interesting time to invade.
Yeah.
They go in, they get the
Like,
kill.
Lucian is back in like 6 seconds. He's not gonna be back in time to help. Well, he might be back in time to help the jungler, but he won't be back in time for that first CS, I don't think. 122 is the latest you want to start backing if you want to make it back to lane in time for when those minions collide for, I believe, top and bottom lane. A little bit earlier
Yeah.
for mid lane.
Mhm.
But yeah. Also, just when the game starts and you're going into your jungle, it doesn't hurt to put wards at the entrances if you're not going to sit at the entrance.
Also,
That ward will be echoed sooner than you think.
Also, if you're tanky support and generally run Targons, it's great if you tank the the camp for the jungler, especially if you have Targons, because basically your regeneration should get you back to full by the time you either hit lane or one Targon stack should bring
Yeah.
you back to full.
Well, for both Haber and Tuga, what would you do in both red team situation here? Lucian just got first blood, has a longsword up on Ezreal.
Mhm.
Would you play more safe in this situation, or what would you do here?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna
I mean-
you're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to let it push into your tower, and you're gonna have to watch for when they get level 2 first, because they will get it first.
To
So,
begin with, though, you should be playing that lane safely. It's an Ezreal into Lucian, not to mention Leona. So
Yeah.
you're already at the disadvantage just by the basis of the champions.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like, the plus side on that, you have Janna, so it's a little easier to stay safe.
Oh yeah.
But you kind of have to, yeah, just wait for a while.
If you
You're
wanna-
not going to be trying to get killed. You're just trying to get farm and wait until later on.
Don't be
And
afraid to use health pots either, guys.
And Janet, if you're gonna go in to try to harass, have your shield on you. You're just taking 3 harass.
Oh, see it. Oh. Oh. Did Ezreal? No, Ezreal doesn't. Oh yeah, there he finally had his health pot. But if you're at below 75% health, that just go ahead and pop the health pot. It's especially against the Leona with her burst. Looks like both junglers are taking the route of getting both buffs first before they go out into lane, which is cool. That's fine.
I think on Wukong at this point, you don't have to be using your clone every time you go in. You already have enough pressure by the time where you blew your combo. You can try to get off a few more auto attacks before just wasting mana to use your clone to get away.
I will say, interesting fact about Wukong clone. I don't know whether it's a glitch or not. If you use abilities that give you sight, and I'm not referring to Red Trinket, but if you use something like
Lee Sin
Lulu,
E.
like Lulu help picks,
boy.
even
Oh.
even if he stealths into his clone, you can't see him. You will not gain vision of Wukong even though he stealths.
Okay.
And it's been like that for a while, so I'm not really sure if it's intended or not, but Riot has kept it in.
Yeah. But at least from like what I've seen so far, you could have been saving at least 100, 150 mana that you didn't need to use as Wukong. See, like,
One thing
again, right there, there was
Yeah,
no
like
point.
right there. Yeah.
Oh. One thing I will say about bot lane, so you know going into it that you're gonna be a little bit behind because of Lucian First Blood, and you know that their level 2 power spikes would be hard, so you want them to push. So make sure you put in that ward in that bush that Leona's camping before you have to back up under your attack. There, like Ezra put a ward in right there. That's great.
That was dangerous.
Lulu with her 3 health or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Ezreal, you just kind of have to use your Q to try to farm from a distance. And you'll be down and farm for a little while, but I mean, since you're already being pushed in, I'd probably just go back right now, get a tier, and come back.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that much to just lose one wave instead of giving up a kill.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's already being forced in really hard, so you wouldn't be
Honestly,
getting all that
I
CS.
don't know whether it's intended or not, but they can easily turn this around. Leon has already shown that she can get cheeky under turret, even prior to level 6. So if they do a really bad all in and get a double under turret, that can possibly change the lane, at least for a while.
Not really.
I don't mean like
Like,
she'll
it
be
takes
able to
a
have
real
presence.
big lane
Like-
and
like,
a
I
really
don't-
big gain as Ezreal to like actually
No,
turn
I
the lane.
agree. Like, I don't think like it's gonna put him in a position where he can actually like have pressure, but it'll put him in a position where he can actually CS more effectively. Like,
Yeah,
he,
I agree.
at that, like right now, that's his biggest issue that I'm noticing is he's having a lot of issue like CSing under turret.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something that takes a while to get used to. It's not very easy. Like, once you, like, there's the basics about hitting under turret, and then you have to really work on, like, getting the, what do you do, like, once the minion's already taken damage and they're not, like, yeah.
That's an interesting tower dive by
Yeah.
Leona. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
The teleport, I don't know if it was completely necessary there.
No.
But I think
He does have
Brandon
level
was gonna
6,
live.
but yeah. He couldn't have taken on both of them.
Like the CS discrepancy is when it's gonna start hurting
Bring
Ezreal the
gank
most.
mid. I kind of like that move by Nidalee there. She recognized that Wukong teleported out of lane, and so she has a choice. She can either pressure her lane, or she can roam herself and try to make something happen. And she did. She tried to make something happen. It didn't happen, but that's fine. You know, just try to always be thinking what you can be doing if your lane opponent decides to leave. And she did, and she made a decision. That's cool. I like that.
You don't win the game by winning your lane. You win it by winning everyone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, if Ezreal was having a hard time before, he's going to have an even harder time now. Like, there's just no real hope of turning around that lane. It's just, you're going to be in that same situation of farming under the tower.
Yeah.
Waiting for some help from jungle, or maybe not.
At least that's one of the benefits of playing Ezreal. You can just keep on Q farming the entire laning
Yeah.
phase.
That's true. Okay, we haven't talked about mid too much so far. Zed's been doing a good job of pressuring Lulu like we talked about. I like the Hex Drinker first item.
Yeah, it's a lot safer pick than what normal Zeds tend to pick. Like, a lot of them tend to go Brutalizer and go really greedy.
There's the
but-
all-in by Zed. I don't think it's
Oh.
gonna be enough.
No,
That
was a
Hex
good exhaust.
go off?
Yeah. No, it didn't.
Oh, weird.
What the hell is going on with my phone?
Looks like Volibear's gonna try and get a gank off bottom.
Not
Yeah.
a
He's
good time.
kind
Not
of
a good
looking
time.
at a poor time. I'm sure Ezreal doesn't appreciate losing all that CS for
Oh,
this game.
nice ult. Frown.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Volibear just gonna take it off.
Like, Lucian is doing a really good job at getting CS, even though he's pushing people up to the turret.
Mhm.
What I see a lot of the time is people pushing up to the turret, but they still miss a bunch of CS because they feel so driven to take that turret down.
So, oh boy, that's real deep. But the flash follow up by Lucian is good job there. I was about to say for Volibear, one of the things you want to watch when you're going to gank for your team is look at the wave, the minions, and kind of determine, you know, how much, even though gank will help them, how much that will hurt them if they lose out on a whole wave of CS trying to help you.
Yeah, I mean, not only did Ezreal miss that whole, like, 2 whole waves of CS pushing the tower, but just trying to get past it, he took about 150, 200 damage.
Nice utilization of the jump there by Wukong. We haven't seen Kha'Zix gank too much yet, I don't think.
No.
I will say, Nidalee's really let her CS fall off hard. She was ahead by a lot.
There it is. Nice gank by Volibear top, and another
Nice
pretty good
gank
gank
by
here.
Leona Kha'Zix. Yeah.
There we go. Nice decisions here by both junglers. It looks like they saw Volibear top. Oh, Volibear have an early teleport coming in from Wukong. They really don't want to keep this dragon. They gotta go in. They gotta start showing up now, though. The dragon's already at half health.
Yeah.
They wait much.
They don't have enough people. Yeah.
They were too broken up in the decision. Wukong just decided to push the lane.
And he might be caught out.
No, he is caught out at this point.
Oh man. Nice clone, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the thing with Janna ult is, like, the heal is sometimes secondary, like, the big part of it is the knockback. So sometimes you have to, like, get that, and then just walk away. Because
Yeah, you
staying
just
there
a quick,
just killed her.
yeah, just a quick pop and then run. That's how it's utilized most of the time, to tell the truth.
I mean, it's
Red
good
team
if, like, you're in, like, a
Yeah,
bear
yeah,
situation and you can use the heal to turn the
You just
Really?
gave up that turret there, Nidalee. That turret was going down with or without you.
You love that turret. She couldn't have gone without it.
Her
Things
favorite.
that come back, dude.
That's to say, yeah. Into some U2,
Yeah.
with or without you.
See?
Like
Damn it.
right there, Ezreal should have used it. Like, don't be afraid to use your spells in order to get CS. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Fury
CS worth
E
it.
is a really good way to get CS. Especially since you should be maxing that second. Yeah. Yep.
He should know that something's up.
Well, that was odd, because Janna just got a free pass.
Yeah. You would think they would go in on the Janna, but whatever. That works too. They're just playing mind games, letting the Janna go by so the Ezreal thinks it's safe.
Yeah. Dick move, guys. Dick move.
Well, you have to also remember, like, Ezreal's a higher priority. Him staying out of lane is a higher priority than Janna staying out of lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, Lucian's 5-0-1, Ezreal's 0-3-0.
Yeah.
Being in lane is not really helping him too much at this point.
Yeah, he has to basically just rely on sitting back and trying to get assists to become relevant again.
Like, it's kind of more like you just need to let the turret go down and hopefully they'll try to
Volibear
go somewhere
needs to
else.
stop the chase now. Yeah. Oh, he's got backup from his team, but I don't think there's much they can do. So yeah, basically, like the lane isn't fun anymore for Ezreal and Janna. They're not gonna get too much out of it. So your plans here are either to let them push and take the tower, or get a 5-man squad down there and push and take down theirs really fast, and then just leave the lane. But yeah.
The one thing I noticed in the top lane that Nidalee's really respecting Wukong's all in here for some reason. So Wukong has two options. Use the team mat to keep on pushing up this wave, and hopefully Nidalee misses CS while you roam mid and try to get some kills off. Or you can try to freeze the wave in the middle and try to deny your CS.
A lot
Denying
of that,
isn't really going to help your team at this point. You should probably push up and roam mid and try to get some picks off of Zed or the jungler.
I was gonna say, what do
the
you
issue
feel
is
about
he has
Nidalee's
to.
build
Yeah.
path right now?
Italy's built path.
He's
With
going
those
for
boots,
Roa.
She's
Those
obviously
are the-
going for Roa, so I mean, you need to finish that before.
Yeah, the rose. I was just wondering about the boots.
She's trying to out sustain Wukong, and that's, like I said, that's her biggest issue. Is she started respecting him like early, I suppose, too much because he just gotta. It went from her being at probably like a 30 CS advantage early game to basically him being within like 10, 20. He kind of just caught up, and now that he has his time at, she really does have to respect him in lane because Wukong can basically, in terms of mana efficiency, he can out-trade her. And at the end of the day, when it comes to Nidalee matchup, that's how you win lane. You generally win lane is you out-sustain your opponent while trading their health for your mana. That or you just kill them, but yeah, Nidalee thing. Oh,
Yep, that's a dead monkey. Oh,
oh, the
I
denial.
haven't seen the ultimate time that
Just
well.
turned really
Oh,
You could have just turned back into human form before.
that was almost a good save.
Almost.
Yeah, Nidalee didn't need to flash there. All she needed to do was turn back into human form and throw a spear.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of reactionary ganks. Because of that, like Leona and Lucian have been able to push into mid lane pretty well.
Yep.
Ezreal's got to be careful here, he might be dead again. Okay.
So right now, Dragon should be coming up. And if I were Red Team, I would let this one go.
Yeah.
Go to your
yeah.
lanes, farm up, try to get as much gold as you can before the next big team fight happens. You're not going to win that Dragon.
I will
Volibear
say,
might be able to push in top here. Also.
I will say Ezreal did a smart thing where he realized that he, or whether or not this was like something he decided.
Yeah.
He went BF instead of trying to go for a tier at this point,
which is good, yeah.
and so he put himself in a position where he's gonna be relevant still instead of kind of delaying his
Yeah.
a power spike even longer.
When you're behind as an AD carry, you just gotta build damage to do the job that you're supposed to for your team. You can't worry too much about utility or defense, to tell the truth. It's risky, but you gotta do the field and put out there.
Also, people shouldn't underestimate Wukong's level 11 power spike. His ultimate goes from, I want to say, doing something along the lines of like
Wow,
25
that
damage
turnaround.
per second to doing 110.
Red team just absolutely dominated there, just throwing Volibear's big, fleshy, meaty body out in front and following up.
Don't get hot and bothered on stream, Taco. He just sees those
Look at that,
Russian,
he just soaks it up. He don't care.
he sees those
Volibear.
Russian soldier
He's a
pads,
bear.
shoulder pads, and Taco just goes crazy.
Red team does need to be a bit careful. They're doing great now by grouping right now. That's the strength of their team comp is grouping. But once everybody is back up on blue team, they're just rushing mid as fast as they can. And the cooldowns for their ults on red team are probably down.
Yeah, at this point, I don't like Volley. You shouldn't be clearing your jungle. You should either be doing something with the top or bot lane waves, and then going back if you need to. But at this point, you really need to be sticking with your team.
Yeah, once team fights start coming around, Red Team should have the advantage. They just have so much protection and peel for their carries. Diana ult to stop the 3 assassins. Lulu ult. They just need to. They just need to start
be
grouping
making
up.
use of that though. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't help if they are acting.
Lulu's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Okay, Jana just needs to leave.
Yeah.
Unless you're rushing a GA, Janna, your face is not relevant for this combat.
Whoa, jeez, Janna.
Yeah, she's sticking way too
I
close.
like the playbook. Oof, oof, oof. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix's mid lane doing a good job of applying pressure. I don't think he can take the polar bear though
This
right
guy's
now.
stuck in the minions.
Oh boy, he might be in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, pops out and gets away.
I will say, Volibear did the smart thing and just backed off instead of chasing.
Mm-hmm.
I know
That
so many
ward
people
placement in that brush really helped with that decision.
Yeah, but sometimes people see red. That's the biggest issue.
They get the greed in their eyes.
So what do you think about Ezreal's build here? It looks like he's going for Bloodthirster.
It's
Is
not-
that good in the situation he's in?
That's
Or-
okay.
It's okay. Like, if I was this behind on Ezreal, I'd just say fuck it and just go straight like normal AD carry build. Like
Yeah, I don't.
and,
Ezreal isn't necessarily known to
static shit.
utilize crit that much either. I mean,
Okay.
he's
He
more
can.
poke based,
Like at
so
this
just
point,
have,
like getting.
Whoa.
Wow. The problem with this is that like you're still planning on getting Trinity Force as a second item,
Yeah.
but it's gonna take way too long to build that now.
There's the Wombo
It's not
combo
enough, you
from
can
Red
still
Team.
build fast.
It's all gonna come down to what he decides to build as a second item. If it's gonna make him relevant or not.
Yeah.
So a little point of help there with Red Team's team fighting ability. Great job, you guys pulled off the Wombo combo and you annihilated them. There was a point, however, where Wukong and Volibear were in this kill the support Leona mindset while Zed just got off free auto attacks onto the Lulu right behind them.
Yeah, and I gotta like Ezreal made the right decision. He's not making an impact in team fights, so just trying to go off and do something else is a good decision.
Yeah, he's used to
I
it.
will also say that the way he took that tower was really great. He paced himself and used his passive proactively.
Mhm.
So right at every time as it was gonna come off, he would queue a minion.
Keep
So
that
he would-
attack speed up.
Yeah, so he kept it up, like while effectively not just destroying his mana pool
Mm-hmm.
or wasting any extra time. Okay, so third dragon's about to come up. What do you guys think they should actively do at this point? Should they contest it? Should they
If
leave
they
it?
Oh.
have cooldowns back up by that time, yeah, they can contest, I think. But they need to make sure they're all going in together at the same time. Because, I mean, like we said, you know, the pick potential from blue team, they'll just tear any one of these people apart.
Yeah.
Also, this is gonna really come down to like when Janna ults. That's what I've been paying attention to a lot. She needs to be the disengage, whether it's Zed, Nidalee, or Leona. There needs to be a point where they try to all in someone like Lulu, and he just rejects them.
Yeah. Like, back to the point of, like, Ezreal build at this point, like, I've done the math on that, like, going straight, like, AD carry still provides the most damage as time goes on, more than 5 seconds in a team fight, especially when you don't have CDR or a tier in your kit. And at this point, it provides more incremental build paths where you can constantly scale up. Like, you get your BF, and then you get a Zeal and stuff. It all scales well together, whereas getting a Tforce at this point, you're kind of sitting on a lot of items that don't help as much until you finish the Trinity Force.
Okay, do
Red
you guys,
Team is not in position to contest.
No,
Do
like,
you guys-
at this point they can't.
do you guys
Even
think
with
that they
the
should have
teleport.
stayed? They should have stayed, or do you guys honestly think that them backing off like that was the right move?
Oh man, buddy.
Oh,
Like, they can't go
Guys.
in one at a time.
Yeah, you have to realize you don't have 3/5 of your team there, and he's just going for the steal. And Wukong follows up after that too. That was also not a great decision.
Yeah.
But I can understand the just
Holy
wanting to try and steal by Volibear. So
It would have gone better if they were coordinated it properly, because they both would have been able to meat shield it at the same time. But providing one target will always just lead to a really
Okay.
bad situation.
So Wukong, you went back and finished your Black Cleaver and then got an All Magic Mantle.
Boots,
You
baby.
get your goddamn boots.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been, you should have had at least paper bags before you finished your Tiamat.
Definitely want to prioritize boots as Wukong, but going Black Cleaver versus Blue Team's team comp isn't really the best either. They're not
very squishy.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of armor on their team except for Leona. And even then you're not really focusing her in team fights.
Yeah.
So something more, I don't know. Depends if you want to be the assassin Wukong and rely on Lulu's ult, or you just want to go full tank after Hydra.
I'm fine with him going Last Whisper. Like, I generally think it's a great item on Wukong, but I agree that like his team isn't doing that great at the moment, so he really needs to have something more bulky than a null magic mantle.
Yeah.
Not to mention, most of the damage output is actually like magic, for the most part. So the Black Cleaver really won't help that much overall. Like I like to think of the Black Cleaver as more of a utility item, whereas you're helping your team deal damage rather than yourself. But
Okay, so 5 turrets down, 3 turrets down for red team. 42k to 36k, 3 to 0 for Dragon. Let's talk a little bit what blue team needs to do to start closing out here.
they need to take Baron, or they have to group themselves in a position where they can still make picks, but they can't get engaged on easily, which is generally by looking up to a jungle path where they can pick 1 or 2 people off.
Like, I'll really hand it to blue team. Their warding is really good. It's where it needs to be.
They're not doing anything with it, though.
Yeah. So you need to start going off as 2 or 3 and trying to find picks in the jungle while you're waiting for waves to push up to the tower.
I will say I like Janna's item choice in rushing Frozen Heart. Kudos on you.
Yeah, I don't really know about rushing Youmuu's first on Zed. I think he should have spent his gold more on Last Whisper, just because more than likely he's going to be attacking either Volibear or Wukong.
You guys can't be going in like this. You guys...
They're limiting the strength of their team comp.
Yeah, they're just engaging all like 3-on-5, etc., etc. Unnecessarily. They're trying to win this game by playing against their own comp, which is they're trying to make picks when they can't.
Yeah, the best thing that red team can do is just pretty much play an ARAM. Push down mid or bottom at this point. Because it's really hard to screw up all grouping together, especially when they have 3 assassins on their team. So, and just trying to move around by yourself is really dangerous because you also don't have a lot of vision topside.
I think at this point they're ahead enough where even if they got into an all-out team fight with red team, they could probably still win it. Simply because Lucian's far enough ahead and slippery enough where he can kite back the Volibear and the Wukong if necessary.
Yeah, that's just the thing. They just don't have any backline damage. Wukong isn't fed enough to kill Lucian. Lulu won't be able to get back there. Lucian should have a very easy time just auto-attacking for days.
Okay. So both teams will know that the next dragon is spawning here. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh. That's a good ult from Jana. The Volibear's going a little too deep here.
Yeah.
Too much feel.
I've said this before. Oh. They got caught out by Zed. Without Zed.
That's one tanky bear. Holy crap.
Red team double kill.
I will say that a lot of that victory came to the reactions on red side.
They only need to send one. They only need to send one. Okay, there we go.
Well,
And Ezreal, oh, they need to send two. They need to send two.
We can go back and get home cards.
Wukong at that point should just walk back to base.
Yeah, if you're at turret, you can walk back faster.
No, if you're at inhibitor.
Inhibitor?
From turret it takes 11 seconds. From inhibitor it takes like around
9.
6 to 9 based on what champion you are.
Okay. Yeah, Lulu did save that fight. I'll give her that, definitely. Came in with the flash ulti onto Volibear. Saved him from dying so he could use his whole passive. Plus the whole knockup.
Wukong ult, but a little bit too far.
Yeah, at this point, Wukong's ult shouldn't be trying to serve as a main source of damage. It should be serving as a source of kind of disengage. It should basically be peel for Lulu or Ezreal or someone else because he's not going enough damage for it to like destroy the backline. So he's kind of just going in and being melted because he has no actual resistances.
Well, in Wukong's position, to be fair, Volibear keeps on trying to go for the squishies like Lucian. And he is one of the most fed people on the team. I would just go with Volibear and follow him up. Try to go where Volibear goes, because Ezreal isn't even doing a lot for your team at this point.
Yeah, honestly, on either Wukong or Volley, I really would have loved to see a Righteous Glory. Like, that's the way you're gonna solidify your engage as an all-in champion, whether it's Volibear or Wukong. You really need to be able to get onto their backline, and you can't. Not as Volibear against the Lucian.
Oh my god, Jen actually got some kills.
Woo!
Sweet.
Such a great item for supports.
Yeah, I mean, like, in this one, it's... Like, the 10% heal's not gonna do a whole lot if someone gets caught out. It's really just trying to cleanse out, like, if someone gets hit with the
Leona
Leona
ult.
ult.
Yeah.
Which really is the only CC threat in their team.
Yeah, pretty much.
That, and I want to say it cleanses the hunted mark from Italy, but I'm not quite sure.
And I don't know. Okay.
Volibear not giving any fucks.
Yeah, Vol,
Or it
I'm
might
not-
be DC.
I think he'd be walking forward if he DC'd.
For this turn.
It's a bold strategy.
Let's see.
That's too bad.
That's not really what we like to see. See, like,
Yeah.
it's not that out of their hands, really.
They can easily come back if they get a nice wombo combo going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, with Baron going down, it makes it much harder. But Baron going down was directly because of Volibear just walking into them.
Yeah, okay. FX Wildfire. Okay.
You don't need to send a screenshot or anything. That's enough for us.
Wukong has cojones, I'll give him that.
Yeah, that was a shame. They could have really came back, but
Yeah.
I guess we can't replicate solo queue without someone AFKing or raging, I suppose.
Yeah, we can't totally take the solo queue out of this.
Yeah, and we apologize for that. This is a environment to learn, not for people to rage and get nippy about it.
Oh wow.
Ooh, they might be able to pick up a kill here.
It still is kind of funny to see Volibear be able to walk all the way to their laser.
Oh
fountain.
man. Well, to be fair, he wasn't one of the signups, so.
Down.
Speaking of signups, if you go to the website, we have a nifty feature where it links right to the Bronze Bootcamp sign up. It goes live every week. If you want to be guaranteed a spot, just go ahead and sign up for one of the times we have, games 1, 2, or 3, and we'll definitely try to get you in if you sign up.
Purple team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
I really wish they'd make up their mind if it's purple or if it's red.
Yeah. So is there anything Red can really do in this situation, now that Volibear is refusing to communicate with his team?
I mean, not like it'll take. Like if they had a good turnaround, it may be enough for Volley to stop.
Yeah, they can't do this without Volley. He's their
Yeah.
main front line.
And he's proving it, I guess. He's not proving much, actually.
It's proving he's a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Like, can you imagine if all 5 of them were here at Dragon right now? Dear
yeah,
Lord.
I mean, they just killed Kha'Zix.
Executed.
Yeah.
So at least it's what's a 3v4 actually? That's tough.
They gotta rush. They needed to rush this down really fast and then get back to base.
If they focus middly, they can kill her. If they focus targets properly, they can like.
Focus Nidalee,
Change
focus
game.
Nidalee. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Okay, they can focus the Leona until Lucian shows up.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Like right now, they gotta switch focus. They gotta switch focus.
That
Oh,
Lucian
man.
damage.
But blue team, good job of recognizing that if you just stop the backs, your Zed's gonna get a free inhib, maybe 2 now.
Oh,
I do want to point out Crown Power results are on point this game. I'm pretty sure all of them have stuns or
Been
somebody.
destroyed.
So good job on his part.
So, I mean, if Volley was there, that would have turned. That would have been very different. Whoops.
Blue team double kill.
Okay, that'll be game here.
Yeah.
Red team's turret has been
Unless Volley's
destroyed.
making a beeline to try to base race.
Race, 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 race.
Well, GG, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean that was a good attempt from Red Team to try to come back. I think if Volley was cooperating, that could have possibly been a turnaround.
Yeah, it was easily within the realm of turning it around.
If they
Uh,
would have all converged on the Ezreal at that moment, it would have gone really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
A player, are we still streaming?